What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dollar Mike back at it again with another video. If you guys don't know who I am, I make videos all about personal finance. So that includes budgeting, investing, credit cards, anything basically relating to money. I got you covered 100% on this channel. But in this video, as you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about my portfolio on Robinhood. Robinhood. Either way, we have to move forward from that. And I still have to bring you guys a brand new portfolio video for the month of February. So here we are, February of 2021. Here's the portfolio video. I'm not going to waste your time because I don't like doing that. So let's actually get right into the video. Jump in, I just want to mention that there are a lot of new subscribers here on the channel, and there are also a lot of new investors here on the channel, as well as all across YouTube. So if you guys are just tuning into my channel or someone else's channel, make sure you just go through and look at some of my videos and some of their videos as well, because I'm pretty sure they might have a lot of questions that you have answered in those investing videos. I have a whole investing playlist on my channel, and I'm sure these other personal finance YouTubers have the same thing as well. Either way, in these portfolio update videos, I essentially go over every single stock that I own in my Robinhood account. I go over the dividends for that stock, basically the overall gains for that stock, how I see myself in the future holding that stock, and then we jump into the overall dividends for the month, and that's basically that for the whole video. So let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right into it, and I'll show you what I got going on for the month of February. So you guys know the deal. We got the Robinhood app right here, Face ID, and we are in. So as you guys can see right now, my investing account is $24,211.48. Overall today, I'm up $342.24, a little bit over 1%, which is definitely solid, and some nice gains needed after I took my AMC losses. For the past week, I'm up $1,125.10, about 5% or close to it. For the past month, I'm up a little bit, only $419. Normally, this is a little bit more, but considering the whole AMC thing, I lost a little bit of money from that, so here we are with that today. Over the past 3 months, I'm up over $6,000 to $6,198.04, and that's basically a 34% return over the past 3 months. And almost a year on Robinhood now, almost a year fully blown investing on Robinhood, I'm up roughly 50%. So $8,149.34 to be exact, and overall it's about the same thing. As you can see below that, my buying power is $594.38, and basically we got some news right here, which we're not going to go over because we don't really do that here, and we can just really get started. So let's actually go over the two options that I have left in my portfolio that's actually making me money besides those AMC calls that I had, as well as those Nokia, BlackBerry, all those calls that they didn't make me any money. One is for BLOK, which is block, and the other one is for WBA, which is Walgreens. Ticker BLOK or block is basically an ETF that covers all different types of cryptocurrency stocks. So if you want to invest in a lot of different cryptocurrency stocks, like MicroStrategy, like Riot Blockchain, like I can't think of the other ones, but it's so many cryptocurrency stocks. If you want to invest in all of them and just put it all into one stock, then that's what block is exactly. So if you want to jump into block, get yourself some shares of block, or maybe even an option on block, which I have, then you can do just that. And you can see it overall today, I'm up $105 with block. And if I change it to my total return, I'm up $130 total. As I mentioned before, my other current option is in Walgreens. I have a $45 call for Walgreens, and overall I'm up $438. I got this call back in the beginning of this year, and it's been pretty solid, as you can see. $438. Actually, once I hit about $500, I'm probably gonna go ahead and sell that. That'll be basically a 100% return. And as you can see right here, I'm at a 90% return for Walgreens right now, and a 16% return for my block option. So if you want to jump into either one of those, you can do that. But overall, we're really here for the stocks. We're really here for the shares and everything. So let's start with that. We got tons of that right here. So let's start with the first one, as we always do, which is Nintendo. Ticker symbol NTDOY. Currently, Nintendo is sitting at $75 a share. My position on Nintendo is about 5 shares. Overall market value of $379. I have about a 48% return with Nintendo, so that's pretty good stuff. That's about $124, and they do pay out a dividend yield of 2%. If you guys are new to the channel, I'm a pretty big Nintendo fan, hence why I'm invested in them, and I'll be investing in them in the long term. And overall, I made pretty good returns from them, so I can't really complain on any type of front here. Next up is Microsoft, and with Microsoft, we got a stock price of $242.21 as of today. I have about 1.32 shares of Microsoft, overall return of 22% or $58. And the dividend yield is nearly 1%. It's about 0.9%. So solid stuff there. Overall with Microsoft, I plan to continuously invest with them. As you can see, the share price is a little bit expensive, so I'll take my time getting these shares, but overall it's a banger. It's not going anywhere. It's staying in the portfolio for forever. Past that, we have SPHD, which is basically a high dividend, low volatility ETF. Essentially, SPHD invests your money into high dividend stocks that basically don't have too much risk involved. So overall, I have right now about 10 shares of them. I made about 26% return, overall $88 to be exact, and they pay a nice nearly 5% dividend yield every single year. If you guys don't know what the dividend yield really covers, basically for any particular stock, there might be a dividend yield. Some stocks pay dividends, some stocks don't. But in this case, SPHD is a 4.76% dividend yield. So that basically means every $100 you invest with SPHD, you're going to get $4.76 back every single year, which you can then, have that come out as passive income that you can go and put in your bank account, put into other stocks, or have it reinvested back into SPHD to make you even more money, which is compound interest, which is the whole point of this whole portfolio for the most part. Past SPHD, we have Prospect Capital or PSEC. I have some upcoming activity. As you can see, they're paying me a dividend of $6.79. And as you can see, PSEC is actually sitting at $6.80. So when I get that dividend, it'll basically buy me a whole nother share of PSEC, which will basically make me even more money, which is what I basically just said. So if I scroll down, you can see I have 113 shares of PSEC. I think this is the most shares I have. It's close to the most shares I have on Robinhood in a particular stock. It's not too expensive of a stock. My average cost for it is $4.69. I have an overall return for it of 45%, or basically $239, and the dividend yield is a nice 11%. So good stuff there. It's a little bit more of a risky dividend stock. If they stop paying it, I'll just move my money somewhere else. But for the time being, they're paying it, and I don't even invest in it anymore because, like I said before, every dividend that I get from this basically goes back into the stock, which buys me a free share essentially every single month because this is a monthly dividend stock. That we have AGNC, which is basically real estate for Maryland, I believe. Let me double check that. Let's scroll down and make sure. Yep, real estate for Maryland. So good stuff there. We're sitting at $16.30 right now. I have a dividend coming in of $1.39 on February 9th. I have about 11 shares and I overall have a gain of 6%. I pretty much just got this stock not too long ago, so I'm not too worried about this price. And the overall return in a dollar amount is about $11, which is pretty solid. I'll be investing more. Next up is MPW, which is Medical Properties Trust, which is essentially real estate for hospitals, or essentially hospital real estate. So income from hospitals and stuff like that for their real estate, their actual land and whatnot. I have about 10 shares of that with an average return of about $46 or 25%, and the dividend yield is 4.94%. Not too bad there at all. Beyond that, I have O, or Realty Income. That's basically real estate as well, but it's commercial real estate and not actually residential real estate. So commercial real estate as in Walmart, as in Home Depot, as in Walgreens, that's basically all under Realty Income, and they make income every single month from those companies. So I have a dividend coming in from them on February 16th of $2.36, and I also have about 10 shares, which has given me a solid return of 6%. Nothing crazy. You're not going to expect crazy growth with this, but overall, this is probably one of the best real estate stocks you can get into as far as a dividend, so I would highly recommend it. Of course, for entertainment purposes only, because I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy on YouTube. Either way, $35 return, and the dividend yield is 4.63%. Past that is Boeing, something I don't plan on buying any more shares of at the time. If you guys don't know, I actually bought Boeing basically at the peak of the beginning of the pandemic outside. So I got Boeing for $99 a share. As you guys can see, I got 5 shares of Boeing at $99.89. So it's an overall over 100% return on Boeing right now, 108% or $540. I don't really plan on selling this, at least until it gets back to around $300-400 a share. So once it hits that point, I'll probably sell it and go and buy something else. But for the time being, I'm holding. I'm not sure if they're paying out their dividend, but they do pay a 1% dividend. So if you're looking into it, you can look into it. Overall, I'm down today with them either way. But this is a long-term investment. Boeing, let's be real. They make the planes. Like, come on now. Next up is one of the best dividend stocks to have in your portfolio, and that is AT&T, currently sitting at $28.92. I have about 11 shares of AT&T with an overall return of essentially nothing. I lost $1 from it since I've been investing in it. But they pay a nice dividend yield of 7%, which is great stuff. And I've been getting a consistent dividend from AT&T ever since I've been invested in AT&T. And I highly recommend you do the same thing if you just want a nice little dividend coming in from a stock like this, because they pay a solid dividend. It's no joke there. Past that is Coca-Cola, sitting at $49.65 a share. I have about 10 shares of Coca-Cola as well. Overall, up about 8% or $37 with them. I do plan on buying some more. After that, we have Waste Management, which essentially covers all the trash and everything in your neighborhood and most people's neighborhoods across the entire U.S. So it'll continuously go up over time, and you can see that off the 5-year graph right here. overall, you can see I only have about 1 share of Waste Management. I do plan on buying more. I do think this is a good time to buy some more shares, and I was going to buy some today, but I'm going to hold out because I want to get some more money in my account first. Either way, I have about 1 share, overall a 3% return. You're not going to get a huge return from it, but they do pay a nice dividend of roughly 2%. Moving on over to some financial stocks. So this is also one of the best dividend stocks if you want to get into some finance stuff, and that is KeyBank. I personally don't have KeyBank because they don't have any on the East Coast, but I do have 10 shares of KeyBank, so you can say I'm part investor in them. That's a 20% return with about $32 as the actual return, and they have a dividend yield of 4%, which is a pretty solid dividend yield for a bank overall. One of my favorite banks is up next, and that is Ally Financial or Ally Bank. I have a dividend yield coming from them on February 12th of 96 cents. I have about 6 shares of them right now, and an overall return of 36% or $67 to be exact. And overall, the dividend yield is almost 2%, but either way, I love Ally Bank. I recommend everybody use Ally Bank. It's just a great bank, and they offer a lot of different services past their bank services. So just check them out if you're looking for a new bank that's like a real bank or I guess a regular bank. Ally Bank, check them out. They're pretty good stuff. Past that, we got JP Morgan Chase. If you guys don't know, I have a lot of Chase credit cards. I just enjoy Chase in general, and I'll probably be working with Chase in the future when it comes to maybe real estate stuff. Who knows, getting loans and stuff like that. I have about 3 shares of Chase right now, overall up about 3% or $15 as a return, and they pay a decent dividend at 2.66%. Past Chase, we have ExxonMobil, also one of the best dividend stocks that you could possibly get into. It's not really one of the best stocks to get into, but as far as dividends go, ExxonMobil, I don't know how they pay their dividends, but they pay solid dividends, so I'm just saying, do what you gotta do. Get some shares of ExxonMobil if you can do that. We'll see how long this lasts, but I have about 12 shares of ExxonMobil, overall 22% return or $116. Exxon's dividend yield is 7.34%. Like I said, solid dividends. They pay it consistently. I can't complain there. Overall, it is what it is. I'll take it. I'll take it. Beyond that, we got some Emerson, $86 a share right now. I have about 4.24 shares, up about 31% on my position, and that's about $88 total. And they also pay a solid dividend of 2.39% every single year. Beyond that, we have Disney. We all know what Disney is. We all love Disney for the most part. I don't really know who doesn't like Disney, but $181 a share right now. I have about 1.59 shares. Overall, up 51% with Disney, aka $98. I'll take it. Either way, I'm gonna be buying some more Disney, but you can see it's kind of expensive, so gotta, just ease my way into it. Past that, Disney pays about a dividend yield of 0.5% every single year. Apple is next up. Of course, another one of those companies that pretty much everyone has in their portfolio. Either way, I have about 6 shares of Apple right now. Overall, 21% on the return, $148. I also have a recurring buy for Apple, so every single week I'll deposit $5 from my bank account straight to Apple stock because I just love Apple so much. And they have about a dividend yield of 0.6% every single year. So good stuff on Apple. I'll continuously invest in Apple. I love Apple. Most people do. Not everybody. Some Apple haters out there. But you can't just deny who Apple is as a company. I mean, let's be real. Past that, we got Johnson & Johnson. Pretty much a dividend king, dividend aristocrat, whatever you want to call them. Either way, they're doing good stuff. I have about 1.28 shares of Johnson & Johnson. Overall up 12% or $23 on my return. And 2.58 is the dividend yield. Good stuff there. I'll be investing more, but these expensive stocks, I'm telling you, it is what it is. Cincinnati Financial is actually my only insurance stock. This is my only play into the insurance industry. So this is what I got. Got 2 shares of it. Overall up 59% with those 2 shares, $67 to be exact. They have a dividend yield of 2.79%, which is very good for the insurance industry, I personally think. Colgate also has some solid products, and I use pretty much all of them. So Colgate, I have a dividend coming in on February 16th of about 84 cents. I have 1.91 shares with Colgate. Do plan on buying more. 12% is the return, aka $16, and the dividend yield is 2.23%. Nothing you need to jump on. I mean, I don't think Colgate's really popping like that. It doesn't do too much, but I generally just like Colgate, so it's a nice stock just to have around, and it's kind of recession proof, I would say. With Procter & Gamble, the same thing kind of goes here. $129 a share. I have a dividend coming in of 86 cents on February 16th. 2.22 shares, overall 5% in the gains. $15.12 as the return, and the dividend yield is 2.45%. Lowe's is basically my only play into the home improvement industry. I have about 1 share of Lowe's, overall up 44% with that 1 share, $58 to be exact, 1.35 dividend yield. Good stuff there. I like Lowe's. I like Home Depot. They're both cool, but I just chose Lowe's because I think I just like Lowe's slightly more. That's all. It is what it is. 3M, the same thing kind of goes. A dividend king for sure. 1 share of 3M. If you guys don't know, they make tons of products. You know 3M. You know 3M. Either way, 17% on the return. Overall, that's basically $26 on that one share, and 3.35% dividend yield every single year. That's pretty solid stuff. Can't go wrong there. I highly recommend it. Ticker symbol Fun or Cedar Fair basically handles all the different amusement parks. They basically have them all under one roof, which is Cedar Fair, of course. I have about one share of Cedar Fair. Overall, up 64% with that one share. Basically $20. I wish I bought more at the time, but I didn't. Amusement parks aren't really opening now. I mean, I guess they're just starting to open or just beginning to open once again. But, once they do begin to open back up like fully and everything's running normal, then obviously the stock price will increase again. Either way, that's a dividend yield of 8.78% when it's getting paid out. It's currently not being paid out, but when it does, I'll be in there and then I'll start pumping out a little bit more money to Cedar Fair. One of my favorite stocks in this portfolio is BETZ, Round Hill Sports Betting and iGaming ETF. This basically covers the whole sports betting and iGaming industry in the world. So we got online betting, we got online gaming, all that kind of stuff, poker, basically the entire gambling industry all in one stock. I love this stock. I got in on this stock at about $15 a share. You can see right now it's at $31, but let's scroll down and actually see my position. We got 12 shares of it. Overall return of 74%, solid stuff, $162 in the return, which I bought more when I did. And they actually did start paying a dividend of 0.24%. Nothing crazy there. I didn't expect them to pay a dividend at all, but I'm not mad that they are. So good stuff there. I'll take it. It is what it is. Either way, I'm going to definitely be investing more. Southwest Airlines. Cool. Southwest Airlines is actually the only airline that I've ever been on, and it's probably my favorite airline because I really don't have anything else to compare it to. So that's why it's in my portfolio. Either way, I have about 2 shares of Southwest. Overall, up 38% with that, $32 to be exact, and they have a 1.55% dividend yield. Past that, we have Tesla, probably one of my favorite stocks also in this portfolio and in most people's portfolio because it makes them so much money. Either way, I have roughly 3 shares of Tesla. Overall return with Tesla is 102% or $1,300, $1,322.93 to be exact. They're not paying you a dividend yield. Obviously not. That's not happening with Tesla, probably ever. But I do have a recurring investment on them, $10 every single week. So $10 every single week from my bank account will go straight to Tesla. I believe in Tesla 100%, and I've made that pretty clear across a lot of my videos. And I even made a video talking solely about Tesla, about how much I agree with just everything they're doing, like the world. They got space to grow. Even at $852 a share, yes, they have space to grow. The next 2 stocks on this list, Ford and GM, both kind of fall into the same bracket. I want Ford and GM to do well because I just like their vehicles. Either way, Ford is sitting at $11.52 a share. I have about 10 shares of Ford, overall return of 33%, aka $30, and a dividend yield of 2.68%. I do not believe they're paying that out just yet, but eventually they will be paying that out once again. GM, the same thing kind of goes. I don't have as many GM shares, but I do plan on getting some more. I just love the Corvette brand, and of course that's GM. Either way, that is $54.61 a share. I have about 1.22 shares of them, 27% on the return, aka $14 total, and the dividend yield when they do start paying it out is 1.4%. Walgreens is actually one of the stocks that I mentioned on my top stocks video for 2021, and since I mentioned that, I'm pretty sure Walgreens has went from $39 or at least $30 to about $49, $50, which you can see it's at right now. I have about 14 shares of Walgreens, overall up 23% or $131. I also have an option on Walgreens that I'm up $438 in, as we mentioned before, and I have a recurring investment on Walgreens, which is about $5 every single week. Their dividend yield is 3.78%, and I'll be investing more, as you can probably tell. B&G Foods, same thing kind of goes. Another dividend stock. I have about 35 shares of B&G Foods, overall up 11% with them, or $115, and their dividend yield is 5.79%. High, solid stuff there. Can't complain. Main Street Capital, or just Main in general, $33 a share. Overall upcoming activity, I have a dividend coming in on February 12th of $2.13. So good stuff, of course. 10 shares, overall up about 4% with them, $15. And the dividend yield is 7.5%. Also a solid dividend yield. And Main Street Capital actually pays a dividend out every single month. ARK Next Generation Aaron at $175 a share. I actually just got into this not too long ago. I should have bought it way back. But if you guys aren't aware, ARK essentially is a disruptor ETF. So they have a whole bunch of stocks in here that basically just like, anything that kind of just messes up the world in a good way, in a positive way, which makes a lot of people a lot of money, like Tesla, like Square, companies like that. They're all in the ARK ETF. Either way, I have about 2 shares of that, overall up 9% or $30. and the dividend yield is very low at 0.09%. We're not really here for the dividend yield. We're mainly just here for the growth on this stock. If we go over the year chart, you can see it's up 154% over the past year. So we're definitely going for the growth on ARK. QYLD is up next. They basically do covered calls. This actually is a pretty solid dividend stock. I have about 13 shares of them. I just got into them not too long ago, so my growth isn't that much yet, but over time, we'll see what happens. Either way, 2% is the return, with the overall dollar amount being $7. I have a recurring investment with them of $10 every single week, so $10 from the bank account straight into this every single week, and they have a dividend yield of 11%. So I'm hoping that this is a solid one for me long term. We'll see how things play out with it. Past that, we have ticker symbol TAN, or Guggenheim Solar ETF, which basically just covers the entire solar industry, because there's honestly too many solar stocks for me to keep track of. So I'm not going to. I'm just going to invest in this. Either way, I have about 1.59 shares of it. 3.67 is the return, and I have about $6.60 as the dollar amount gain. They also barely pay a dividend, because most of the money that these stocks get actually just go back into the company to make them better products. Eventually, they might pay a higher dividend, but for the time being, this is what it is. Either way, we're in this one for growth as well. If we go over the year chart, it's up 235% over the past year. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Past that, we have Next Era Energy. Same thing kind of goes here. All these little energy stocks, they're doing well for themselves, up 26% over the past year, but this one really should take off this year. It is NEE, NEE's the ticker symbol. I have 2.59 shares. I'm up about 1.33% or $2 roughly. I just got into it not too long ago, and that's about a 1.69 dividend yield, which is pretty solid, pretty respectable for what it is. So I'm not too mad at this one. I'm actually just going to be investing more. The Chinese Tesla has finally made it to my portfolio. So yes, I got some NEO, ticker symbol NIO, sitting at $56 a share right now. I have about 2 shares. I do plan on buying more for sure. Overall, I'm down with them about $1, and they don't pay a dividend. I'm not really worried about the dividend, but the growth will be there. If we go and look at the year chart, we can see they're over 1,000% on the year. So I'm ready. I'm ready for takeoff. I should have gotten to this way earlier, but I simply didn't. So it's my fault. It is what it is. And you guys probably told me about it anyway. So I should probably just listen to you guys some more. Next up is MicroStrategy, probably one of my favorite stocks that's also on this portfolio that I just got on here like 2 days ago, and I'm already up like $100. Either way, MicroStrategy essentially owns tons of Bitcoin. If you guys don't know, they own, I think, a little bit over 70,000 Bitcoin. So anytime Bitcoin goes up, MicroStrategy goes up. I finally got a full share of MicroStrategy, so you can see that one full share of MicroStrategy at about $720 is the average cost. Overall, I'm up 11%, and like I said before, I just got this like 2 days ago, so that means they went up this much in like 2 days. Either way, as long as Bitcoin goes up, this thing's gonna go up, and when Bitcoin tanks, MicroStrategy does go down, but it doesn't go down to like a Bitcoin level of going down. Also, putting your money in MicroStrategy versus putting your money in Bitcoin is a lot safer. So I'd rather just do this. Either way, $85, I'll take that. In basically 2 days, I have a recurring investment on them of $10 every single week. They don't currently pay a dividend, but that could change in the future. Either way, I'm not mad. If I want to get gains like this, I'm not mad at all. Ticker symbol SMH, or Vanik Vectors Semiconductor ETF, basically just covers a whole bunch of different chips, computer chips and stuff like that. So AMD chips, NVIDIA chips, they got all that kind of stuff in the ETF. It's all there. I have roughly no shares of it because I didn't buy anything of it. I only bought $1 worth of it, just to have in my portfolio, just to let myself know I need to go and buy some more. In this situation, I do need to go and buy some more. They also do have a dividend though, which is 0.62, nothing crazy, but something's better than nothing, and I'll take it. So let's move on to Telos. So with Telos, they actually handle a whole bunch of government contracting, things like that. Overall, this is an extremely long-term investment for me. I have about 2 shares. I'm going to do more research on them. I recommend you guys do the exact same thing, because I think they're doing pretty big things from what everybody else has been telling me. Either way, 2 shares. Overall, up, 1% with them right now, and they don't pay a dividend. But this is a long-term play for me. But either way, do some research on Telos. Well, from what everyone's been telling me, this seems pretty solid, and I like what I hear. So I'm going to go with Telos for sure. Past that, we have Apex Technologies, or APXT. You guys don't know, this is a SPAC, just like the next one is, which is Fuse. But with APXT, they're actually merging with Microsoft's cloud provider, which is AvePoint. Once that actually happens, this stock price should go up quite a bit. And as you can see, I have 140 shares of this, overall return of 2%, $41 basically. They don't pay a dividend, obviously not. But yeah, like I said before, once it actually merges, I'll probably sell a couple of shares, make a couple of dollars in profit, and then hold the rest. Because overall, I do like what AvePoint is as Microsoft's cloud provider. Cloud, basically anything, is the future, so try to get in on that. As I just mentioned, Fuse, or Fusion. Basically, they are another SPAC. They are another company which will actually be merging with someone else. This one is actually just rumored now, so it could either be BlockFi or Moneyline from what we're seeing right now. Either way, Moneyline covers fintech, and BlockFi covers cryptocurrency. So whichever way they decide to go, this stock price is going to go up no matter what. I'll take it, and I'll just hold on to my 80 shares that I have right now. Overall return of 6%, which is about $55. I'll take what I got. We'll see what happens. I think you should do some research on both of these, so Apex and Fusion, and see what you got. Past that, my last two stocks in the portfolio are ITP and TEL. So ITP is a penny stock play. They actually just make masks, and with all these mask mandates coming out and stuff now, ITP should go up to at least like $1.50, I would hope. So in the event that it does, my 1,000 shares should do pretty well. Either way, 1,000 shares, overall 2% return, so that's about $20 right now. But if it goes up to about $1.50, that'll be a nice little $500 return. I'll take it. We'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks. But 1,000 shares, I'm ready for action. Hopefully we can get it up to over $1 and I can go ahead and sell this. But this is a temporary play for me, and it could be one for you too. Past that, we have Tellurian, and basically I have about 50 shares of this. Overall, I'm down 11% with them, and they're basically just another one of my clean energy plays. I don't plan on having this too long in my portfolio. Once it runs up, maybe it's like $6, $7, $8, I'll probably go ahead and sell most, if not all, of my shares. Everything else past that is actually just stocks for free that I got from you guys for signing up, so thank you very much for that. I know the support has been crazy lately, so we got Catalyst Pharmaceuticals, we have Ideanomics, we have A Genius, we got Spectrum Pharmaceuticals, we have OPKO Health, we have what is this? Heckle Mining, Wrap Technologies, Aquestive Therapeutics. I don't even know what these stocks are. Trust me, I really don't know what these stocks are. This one's up 12% today. Look at that. Anyway, just take a look at all these and maybe do some research on all these and figure out if you might want to keep them in your portfolio. I'm going to do the exact same thing to figure out if I want to keep them in my portfolio and possibly buy some. But that does cover my entire Robinhood portfolio as far as stocks, and I have one cryptocurrency, which is Dogecoin, of course, or Doggy Coin, whatever you want to call it. Either way, I bought it back when it was under a penny, and now it's sitting at about 4 cents right now. Looks like almost 5 cents. So that's a solid return of 313%. I'll take it about $500. I'm not selling. I'll sell it maybe when it hits $1. That's $14,000. So I'll probably sell it when it hits $1 one day. Who knows when that day will be? It could be next week for all we know. I don't know, but I got some. There you go. It's all right there. So that is my full Robinhood portfolio for the month of February 2021. If you guys have any questions about that, make sure you drop it down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. I only make these videos about once a month, and I'm trying to slim down my portfolio right now. So as we're slimming it down, these videos should become a little bit shorter. I was kind of rambling, I feel like, in this video, but it is what it is. Sometimes it's like that. So either way, thank you very much for watching. I'm out. Take care of yourselves. Dollar Mike. Peace.